Everyone, welcome in a new video, my weekly video about marketing and technology. This week I'm filming in San Francisco. Welcome in a new show. First item this week is about Nike. Nike is moving forward in personalized shoes. So in their flagship store in New York, they have this new possibility now that people customize their own shoe and they will produce it in the next 2 hours after that. And when you're working on your own shoe, you can see the result in augmented reality. So you can see the colors and the graphics that you install on the shoe. And then 2 hours later, you can pick up your own personalized shoe. Alipay, the mobile payment service of Alibaba, is moving into the US. They are setting up a partnership with the retailer Rebecca Minkoff, which has flagship stores in both east and west coast of the US. And they want to help Chinese tourists to pay in their stores with their own mobile payment services. So Alipay is coming to the US. The biggest news this week is of course the feedback on the Apple keynote, the presentation on Tuesday. And you know that I'm here in San Francisco, and it was really fun because we followed the keynote presentation with some really tech followers and Apple lovers and everything, and it was really fun to see. During the keynote, they were sitting in the same room as us. They were extremely excited and cheering like woohoo and great stuff, and we're really excited. And then afterwards they have to give feedback, and then they said, oh, we were really disappointed. This was really terrible. There was no magic. So it was fun to see the evolution of from excitement to disappointment. Of course, the biggest news was the arrival of the iPhone X. I'm kind of curious to see how that Face ID works, and I think the newest terminology that we got during the keynote was face data. As from now, you have to worry and protect your face data because that's going to be crucial for protection of your data in your other data in the future. But probably the most interesting part was not the iPhone X. But the new smartwatch, the Apple Watch, because this is a game changer, because now the SIM card is actually integrated into the watch and it can be used as a cellular device. You can use it as a phone, you can stream music directly from your watch, you don't need a phone anymore. Imagine that in the next generation of iPhones, they would have the same thing in the phone, so that the SIM card is integrated in the phone. That could be a total game changer for the industry, because that will lower the barriers to switch from telco 1 to telco 2. That actually means that with a push on a button in a telco app, you can switch. There's no other thing that you would have to do. Imagine that then you would come to the US with one touch of a button. You could actually move for a week or for 3 weeks to a telco here in the US. So that means if you're unhappy with your telco, that it doesn't take you any effort to make that switch, because the card is integrated in the phone. And this will change the relationship between telcos and customers totally. And I think this is a big threat for telcos, but I don't see any other way forward than that will happen in one of the next generation of iPhones. So I thought that was really interesting to hear that evolution as well during the keynote. You all know that Amazon bought Whole Foods, and you probably also know that on the first day that they owned the company, end of August, that their first move was to drastically lower the prices of many products. And drastically means like lowering the prices with 30 to 43%. And this has a big impact. A research company found out that now there was a 17% increase in traffic in the stores. So it is working out. People are curious to see if it is really cheaper or what's going on. And now, of course, everyone's really curious to see how Amazon will move forward with this new company that they own and how they will bring innovation in those stores. But their first move, a drastic price lowering, a decrease in pricing, had a big impact on the number of people that went to Whole Foods. There was an interesting interview this week by the CEO of JP Morgan. And JP Morgan is one of the largest financial institutions in the world, and he said that Bitcoin is a fraud and that it's only something for criminals and drug dealers to work with. So that was a pretty bad interview, and he's been saying things like that in the last few years, but this year it was also, or this week it was also a really negative one. Next to that, we had the Chinese government that doesn't allow people and companies anymore to do an ICO, and an ICO is an initial coin offering, which means that you as an individual or as a company, you create your own digital cryptocurrency. So that's not allowed anymore in China, and the combination of those two facts really caused a crash for Bitcoin and Ether. Just in the week that I bought my first Ether, it crashed, so that's probably good, growing potential. But it's interesting to see how that debate is still going on, and how some people believe in the future of digital money and Bitcoin and blockchain, and some people are totally against it. So that was an interesting fact this week, I thought. So guys, that was my weekly show from San Francisco this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share the video with your friends and see you again next week. Bye bye. Enjoy the weekend, buddies.